Hello. Hello. Testing. Testing. Why is it doing me like this with this loading screen? Okay, there's no echo, you guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear only one of me today. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear only one of me today. Hello, you guys. Yeah, at first I was silent. I was silent on purpose. Hey, Don Diva. I think I'm having an issue connecting my live stream to um, the streaming software, and I think that's why I can't get the chats to come up. Ooh, I moved myself. Bitch. Go back to where you was. I think that's why I can't get the chats to come up on the screen. Okay, we got a bunch of ones in the chat. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome and welcome back to another live stream with yours truly, Casey Nicole, aka Thena, aka Nutcase, aka whatever's going on today. This is PiSeas Network, where we break down not only what is going on in the spiritual community with tarot, but we also discuss current events and topics. And I'm not going to be on here for long, you guys. I promise you I'm not going to be on here for long because I have something to do, which is go skating because it's summertime. And I am thoroughly taking advantage of these opportunities. Okay? And I intend to thoroughly take advantage of these opportunities. So, as we move through this live stream, it's going to be super simple. I just want to break down a lot of the like behind the scenes spiritual aspects of things that are going on right now because as we know, the orange man has made certain decisions. Okay? And when it comes to those decisions, there's a lot of things that I feel like we kind of just, we just need to talk about it real quick, okay, you guys? So shout out Don Diva. Hey boo, you the first one here. Beyond My Sky Travel. You said you couldn't hear me. That's because the mic was off. I hope you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Good. That's good. Okay. Y'all, I'm playing. Hey Leah, welcome. Okay, Piscean Goddess, greetings from Pennsylvania, checking in. I know that's right. Shout out Pennsylvania, you guys. Y'all put where you at? Where you at? No, you don't have to put where you at in the chat for real if you don't want to. Okay. Athena Lotus, welcome. Welcome. Ashley, hello. Anna, hello, Anna. I'm glad you caught alive too. We are here, okay? And I promise you guys, it is going to be way more simple than hopefully it's going to be way more simple than what it was the other day. I still don't know what's going on with this doggone chat because it's still not coming up right here. And I just do not understand. But you know what? It's all good because the whole point is for us to fellowship as a community. We in the community. Okay, so thank you for being here, Anna. Thank you for being here, Ashley. Bunny. Oh, Bunny, you in Atlanta? Shout out to you, boo. We in Atlanta. Shout out to you. Okay. Ray, hello, Ray. Welcome, welcome. You guys do me a favor. Be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. If you're watching on playback, get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on what I talk about and what I say. I love to hear you guys' feedback. Shout out to all my members and subscribers, you guys. Make sure you hit the like button for me. Do that real quick. Okay. Ray, I see you, boo. Tracy, DC. Hey, DC. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here, Tracy. Perfectly poetic. Hey, boo. I recognize that beautiful face. Okay. Okay. Sarah. Hey, Sarah. Athena, you're in Chicago. Period. I know that's right. Leah, not you talking about boring Kentucky. Not you talking about boring Kentucky. Kentucky might be boring. You might be right. I ain't never been there. I don't know. Sarah, you from Philly? Baltimore? Okay. We in the A, shouty. I know that's right. We in the A, shouty, shout, shout. They don't even say the whole word. Their mouth be closed. It be like shout, shout. Y'all, I was okay. So when I first, okay, so let me tell you what happened. I'm gonna break down. I'm gonna break down to you guys the chain of events and like what I was doing when I found out or heard the news that Trump dropped this bomb situation on Iran. Y'all, just a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor, lawyer, or psychologist, so please do not take this as medical, physical, legal, psychological, professional advice. Whatever I say is alleged, and I am not liable for the thoughts and the opinions of anyone commentating on this situation that I show in this video. Now that that's out the way, you guys, let me run down to you because I'm not politically affiliated. This is not me picking sides. I just want to set this up to let you guys know the disclaimer because I don't want anyone's feelings to be hurting, okay? I don't want your feelings hurt. I just want to talk about this and I want to share with you guys some of the kind of channeled messages that I was getting from this that a lot of you may benefit from knowing, okay? Okay. Oh, okay, you close to Cincinnati. I see what you're saying. Hey, Mary in Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay. Hey, Quest. I'm so glad you made it, Quest. Yes. So, okay, so let me break down to you guys what I was doing. Because I'm trying to remember, right? Because this was like, what, yesterday? Today is Sunday. Okay. So, I filmed a video that I'm not sure if I released to you guys, but I'm pretty sure members have seen it. I was planning on going to this Juneteenth celebration and I'm going to be completely transparent in this video, you guys, because it's not that I'm never not transparent, but I just want you to understand the unironic irony of this situation. So I was basically on my way home from an ADOS foundation, ADOS Atlanta, which is, I think, American Descendants of Slavery. I don't want to butcher it. I need to make sure that I'm not wrong, so I will look it up. The American Descendants of Slavery, yes, ADOS, right? And I am not necessarily like a huge like political follower, but I have commentated on different situations that have happened politically, specifically on Casey Nicole Speaks, right? But this is the thing, and I heard another spiritual practitioner say this recently about a message that she was getting that she felt like more people needed to hear than just the niche group of people that she originally focused the message on. So I'm just going to put things on this channel, you guys. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I can't control your actions and your feelings. So I'm just going to be me. Okay. But let me tell you the craziness about how this happened. Okay. Thank you, Cece. Cece said, Canadian here, prayers for your great American people. For you great American people. Very scary times. He is a nutcase. I know that's right. Poison Ivy. I'm sticking again. Am I skipping, you guys? Let me know, you guys. Am I skipping? Is there a delay? Because I don't see one, but I definitely don't want there to be one. I'm actually running the program a little differently, so hopefully there's not. But yeah, maybe refresh Poison Ivy. Okay, Don Diva, you in New Jersey? Okay. Poison Ivy says, why is Trump still in charge? This is the thing. Okay, see, that's what I want to talk. So let me tell you what happened. Basically, I was coming back from the Juneteenth ADOS. Okay, got you. I'm trying to watch playback to make sure it's not crazy. But I was coming back from the Juneteenth celebration that the ADOS Foundation had in Atlanta. And there was nothing really going on until like I got back to the house. So I took a shower, you guys, because I've been taking like 3 or 4 showers a day. Like, no joke, it is hot as fuck in Atlanta. Okay. So I got back and took a shower, got out the shower. I was greased up, lotioned down, did everything I needed to do. I was feeling super comfortable, super relaxed, just super in the zone. I'm like, it's Saturday evening. Do I want to grab a cocktail? Full transparency, okay? Said, do I want to grab a cocktail? Right? So basically, I was like, you know what? I don't know if I want to grab a cocktail. I don't want to. I don't want to, overdo it with any of the alcohol. Like, I haven't. It's not like I've been drinking every day. It's summertime, and I've had a few more drinks than I usually do. So I'm like, okay, we're not gonna go overboard. I was deciding. In the midst of me deciding, okay? In the midst of me deciding, I saw one of the people who I follow for political news and information post that Trump just bombed Iran. And I'm like, okay, what? What the fuck is going like in my mind, bitch? I was confused. So I'm trying to figure out, like, not necessarily confused in terms of like the fact that he would do this. I'm not surprised that he would do this. But I was like, huh? Because they were basically saying that he announced it on Twitter, right? So this man announced on or Truth Social, whatever the fuck. I don't know. He put it on Truth Social and pretty much, hold on, I'm looking if I can find it so I can put it up to show you what he said, child. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find exactly what he said. Hold on. Y'all like the video. This is a lot harder than it looks, you guys. I'm trying to find one that doesn't look like completely blurry. But they all pretty much look really blurry. People be doing the most, child. Child, they all look blurry. But I'm gonna try to show y'all real quick. Look at this here. Look at this here. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's the speech because we're gonna watch that. Why didn't it change over? Hmm. Hmm. Oop, my voice probably echoing. No, it's not. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. Hmm. Hmm. See, I be trying to keep it together, y'all. Just bear with me, child. Bear with me. It's showing the screen. Now, let me see if I can play this video. Let me see if the video play. Will it play on the screen? See, that's not even playing either. This is concerning because it feels like it's not connecting to the OBS anymore. That's crazy. Why is my share screen acting like that? Why is it acting like that? Is it frozen? See, this the betrayal that I be talking about, bro. It's cause I be straight up. Let me just let y'all know. I'm gonna put this I'm gonna put this in the corner cause it's froze right there. I just want that to be a witness to the foolishness and shenanigans that be going on. My screen is not frozen. And what I'm trying to figure out is why now this is frozen. I'm about to go look at it. Display camera. Okay, so look, this what we gonna do. Hold on. Cause they got me all the way fucked up. Let's see. Let me add screen capture. Okay. Hide OBS. Okay. 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 Cause one thing we not gonna do is be playing with folks. That one thing we just not gonna do, cause I wasn't even trying to be on here that long, cause I'm trying to go skating. One thing we just not gonna do is be on here playing with me like we crazy, okay? And now you can see that I'm not crazy. So now look at this here, this tweet. Look at this here tweet that this man tweeted out. And now it's going to look crazy and it's going to look distorted. But this man said, this man right here. There we go. This man said, we have completed our very successful attack on the 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including, but not limited to. Let me see if I can move this over a little bit. It's all right. Including, but not limited to, the name first, the second name, and the third name. I'm not going to try to say it, y'all. Okay. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. A full something, what does it say? A full payload of BOMBS were dropped on the primary site. And then it says all planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Now's the time for peace. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Now, y'all, this is foolishness. Do you see? Do you see the foolishness and the nonsense? I hope you do, because this right here. Okay, so I was basically done with the beautiful foundation. Now, ADOS, let me just say this. ADOS put on an amazing foundation celebration for the foundation. They put on an amazing celebration. It was so much fun. There was kids and friends and family and out there, and it was community, and it was just really, really nice. Okay, so as I'm contemplating whether or not I'm going to get a little, Saturday night drink, so to speak, all of this mess pops off. Okay? And I'm sitting here like, what the heck is going on? So basically, when I chose to get a drink, I just was like, let me just go to the liquor store and get a, little something, here and there. Because I'm trying to figure out, is it loading again, you guys? Okay, I don't think it's loading. So I was trying to figure out if I was going to do it. I get this notification from the dude that I watch who does political stuff. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and head up there. My decision was made. So I'm driving on the way up there, and the dude goes live. And I start watching his live, and they start talking about it or whatever. And then here goes this man coming here to do this speech. So we gonna watch this real quick together, cause I want us to talk about this real quick. We gonna watch it together, and I'm gonna put it over my face for just a second. I'm gonna scoot over here for just a quick moment so that you guys can see what was said, and we could just watch it together real quick, and then I'm gonna tell you my thoughts and tell you what the kind of like spiritual messages are that I feel from this situation. So let's go ahead. Let me make sure that I got my mics right. Leah, thank you. Yes. I'm glad you're here, Super Caramels. Let's go ahead and watch this together, y'all. Let me know if you can hear it. Because I can't hear nothing. Can y'all hear anything? Let's see. Let me press play again and see what happens. I don't hear. Oh, there we go.
Thank you very much. A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime, Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop.
Hold on. I got to stop it right there. What the fuck did he just say? Nuclear. What do you have? What do you have? What the fuck was that just fell out his mouth? Because this is the issue that I have. Right? This is the issue that I have. Hey, Kathleen. What the fuck? What did he just say? I'm tired of these mumbling. I don't like mumble rappers. I don't like people who mumble under their breath and say things to be slick. I very much so was irritated when Biden was making speeches and who the fuck are you, Bugs Bunny? Like, I'm not even trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be blasphemous or defamatory. Y'all heard that. And to me, that's manipulative. Or, like, it's manipulative in one of two ways. Either you didn't want us to hear, number one, what you were saying just then. Or two, there's some type of cognitive issue going on. Okay? Yeah, and falling asleep. Thank you. So let me run it back. Hold on. Let's listen to it again. Let's slow it down too, because I can slow it down. We're going to slow it down. 0.75. We're going to slow it. Oh, and just for those of y'all who don't know, what I'm doing right here in the settings section is something that all of you can do when you talk about people not talking fast enough or whatever. Even if you need to speed up or slow down the video, you can always go to settings, playback speed, and you can speed it up or slow it down to whatever speed that you want it to be at. Okay? If the reading is too long. But let's play that again. What did he say?
In the Iranian regime, Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear.
It sounded like he was trying to say nuclear enrichment capacity. I don't know what the fuck that means. But I'm not trying to sound ignorant for real. I told y'all I am not qualified politically to discuss this topic. I just wanted to play this quick clip for you guys, break down my thoughts on it. And that was one of the things that was just completely crazy to me. Nuclear enrichment. Okay, I just had to make that clear. That was weird. It was giving Biden flashbacks. I just had to point.
Threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs.
Okay, this right here is another thing. This right here is another thing that irritates me. Stop bringing up all of this stuff that don't nobody see, don't nobody know about. Who? Not that I want to see limbs blowed off. I don't want to see that. I don't want my children to see that. But stop bringing up all of this stuff as if he said, look, stop bringing up all this stuff as if we just have this concrete evidence and knowledge that is true. Right? And Leah, you're right. He was happy about that. And it's going to be out. I was trying. So let me tell y'all what was going on when before this came on, because I got back home before this came on, because it came on around like 10 p.m. Eastern time last night. The guy who I was watching, I was just watching his live while I was running my errands to get my little drinky drink, because I said, you know what? You know what? I'm going to just go grab it. Now, when I was on the way back, I was trying to impersonate Trump. I was trying to do the Trump impersonation, y'all. It's fine. I was like, it's Trump. My name is Trump. Everything is under control. We don't have any issues. Sit down, relax. Sit down, relax. Grab a drink, grab a snack, grab a pussy, grab anything. Bitch. Bitch, I was cracking up in the car. Like, the only thing that I could resort to mentally from this situation is to crack jokes at this man. Grab a drink, relax, relax. Everything's under control. Grab a drink, grab a snack, grab a pussy, and we're going to get right to business. Listen, I was like thrown the fuck off. Like, all I could do was comedy. Like, all I could do was crack jokes. And I told y'all a long time ago that I laugh at the most inappropriate moments. Okay? So, the fact that this man was talking about, and it's going to be a lot easier. Like, sir. Okay. I just had to say that was a little ridiculous. That was a little ridiculous, but let me focus. Hold on. Let's keep going. We're going to get to the end.
That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades.
Oh, okay. So, do you see how the most magnificent military, stupendous, amazing, just awesome, indubitous, ridiculously talented. Everyone is just so this and so that. Like, this is the gaslighting. This is the gaslighting. And this is the thing that I feel like I wish people in the military would understand, and I hope they understand, is that this man do not give a fuck about you. He don't care about you. He don't care about your family. He don't care about the people who you got to feed and clothe and protect at your home. He don't care about none of these. The gaslighting is so crazy because it's gaslighting, it's breadcrumbing, it's triangulation. It is all of the telltale signs. We all know this from this man, but it's all of these telltale signs. Oh, I gotta bobble my head back and I gotta bobble my head back and forth and shift. You know, we just the tremendous military of all time. It's like, sir, why are you blowing so many people's booty holes? Like, that's what I wish the military. Look, and I'm about to, Lewis, I'm about to touch on that real quick too before we go. I wish people in the military, and I hope people in the military understand how much respect, if you're watching this, that I have for you as someone who is a service member. I have several people in my family, not just in this current generation, but in past generations, who have served in the U.S. military of some kind. Okay? My children have people on both sides of their family because my ex-husband has people who served in the military, and I don't intend with what I'm saying to make a mockery of the military. What I'm saying is that this man is triangulating all of us against each other, and the system, it's not just him. This is the thing that I also want to make clear. It's not just him, you guys. That's why I made the title, This Is Not Our War, because it's not about Trump. It's not about Trump. It's not about Kamala. It's not about none of these people. It's about the fact that this system industrializes and monetizes the suffering of its own people. It's about the fact that this is not a fight that we are supposed to be fighting. This is not a truth that is self-evident for us. It's a bunch of pasty old white men, and I'm just keeping it a bean. You can be offended. I don't give a fuck if you offended or not. To be honest with you, I'm tired. And my sons are coming to the age where they would be draftable. I'm sick of this fuck shit. It's a bunch of old pasty white men who still want to play Chiefs and Indians, or they still want to play war with their little caricatures, and they think real people are toys. They think real people are items that they own because they've acquired so many earthly riches and earthly wealth from other people and other indigenous nations through colonization. And me, quite frankly, if I have to speak up and put myself in detriment to say how I really feel about these people, I will do so. When are we going to get tired as a community, as a collective of old pasty white men making decisions about all of our lives and what will happen to our children? And I think Lovely T is the one who I heard said it best. She said that old men start wars and the young men are the ones who die in them. And I know it's probably a saying, but I heard her say it first. So it's just, to me, like, okay, they're playing war because it's profitable. They're playing war because I guess they're fucking bored and they don't have enough hobbies. And my thing about it is, like, as people, when we're looking at these things and we're listening to these things, we have to start to conceptualize our independence first spiritually within ourselves, within our souls. We have to start conceptualizing independence. And I don't condone violence, and I don't condone anything that's against the law. What I'm saying is these things are all affecting us, and it's a tool and a philosophy and a way of life that it has been used for centuries to perpetuate fear, chaos, and conflict, and to triangulate us against each other. And the reason why I said, touching on it from the military's perspective is, like, I hope that the people who are in the military prepare themselves properly for whatever may happen and whatever they may have to do that could be challenging on whatever side it is. Because I'm telling y'all right now, some of the people in the military are going to be faced with somewhat of a challenge because they are not going to desire to, they're not going to want to deal with this. They're not going to want to um, participate in this for some of them. Some of the military are, I feel, because I'm talking about spiritually, I'm picking up on energy. I'm an empath. That's what the fuck I do. I'm picking up on the energy of some of the military members being torn. And I will show you guys another video because he's just going to keep talking about this nonsense. There's one more part of this that I did want us to see, though, but I wanted to highlight that because he clearly in that last section just gaslit and triangulated and, you know, blew up the heads of the military just like they do with the police. Because in order for the military and the police to go along with the agenda and the program, they have to blow their heads up and make them think that they are on a higher rung of society than the average person, when in reality they are not necessarily that far away from all of us. And maybe in some cases, depending on how arrogant the person in the controlling force position is, sometimes the people in the military are even lower than a lot of us in average regular society. Okay, but I want you to hear one last part of this. Let me look at y'all's comments real quick. Leah, you took me out with that bobble in your head. Cloaked in fancy flowers, words, but there's no real information being given. Exactly. He gaslit Congress. Congress didn't even know what the fuck was going on. And that's crazy. You should have seen how they treated him, military. Yep, Lewis, we're going to touch on that. Mary said he damn sure the fuck does not. Yep, trying to get people against each other, Poison Ivy, exactly. Leah said it's how he does it. The respect for our troops is there, but they unfortunately are under his mockery. Exactly. It's not just him. It's the system that he represents, y'all. It's the system that he represents. And it's the perpetuation of that system. It's a meat grinder. It's been a meat grinder, and it will always be a meat grinder until we decide to reclaim our autonomy and our independence from the propaganda and the rhetoric that they try to push on us. And now we have that choice. It's a choice. One thing I will never do is fold when it comes to what's right and wrong. I firmly believe that a majority of people can tell what the fuck is right and what's wrong. The people who don't care are the ones who just don't care, or they're too weak to stand up for what's right. But this shit right here is not right. It's not right that everybody, every country, every leadership group, not everyone, I can't say everybody, but it's not right that there are so many people in power who are meddling in the affairs of other people and so power hungry that they're willing to literally level the playing field, quite literally, in order to seize power or in order to acquire land or whatever the fuck frivolous shit that they want. And all of us are the people who get caught up in it. And that's why I named the video It's Not Our War. We all get swept up in it like we're a part of that shit when we don't have anything to do with it. Yeah, you want to say we're a democracy. Yeah, you want to say we vote. But at the end of the day, to be honest with y'all, that's what I said on Case Nicole Speaks when I talked about how Babylon is falling. You're witnessing the fall of Babylon. It's because it did not matter who the fuck was in office. It would have been some reason, somehow, that some chaos would break out. Leah, you said, wait, hold on. Yeah, facts. Okay, Poison Ivy. That was weird. My mic just literally turned off, bro. And you see I'm banging the table like it usually be skipping, y'all, and it's not. Somebody just tried to turn off my mic. I guarantee you they did. I guarantee you them fuckers tried to turn off my mic remotely. I guarantee you they did. Dominique said, what they gonna get the soldiers from the prisons? That's the whole reason why they shut down that's the whole reason why they shut down job. Hold on, y'all. Y'all, I know y'all can still hear. I know y'all can still hear me on the computer mic. I know y'all can. They shut down my mic, y'all. It will not come back on. That is so crazy. I know y'all can hear me through the computer mic, though. You see what I'm saying? Poison, they shut my mic. Listen, because I'm going to get up out of here. That's why I'm telling y'all. That's why they shut down Job Corps. That's why they shut down Job Corps. That's why they got all them kids out of there so they could be delinquent, go into the prison system, or be drafted. That's how I feel about doctors right now. If you're in poverty, they don't care if you become, unalive. Exactly. Mary said they are not informed. Were you talking about the military? It's job security for a lot of soldiers. Has nothing to do with politics. I get it. I totally get it. But that's a part of it too. It's kind of like when somebody asks you, oh, do you want to be that is so crazy. They were like, it's like if somebody says, do you want to, be a hitman? If you broke, yeah. Do you want to join a gang? If you broke, yeah. That's crazy, y'all. Now, I guarantee you, if I turn this live off, my mic will work. Oh. Are we back in action? Yeah. Yeah, and I gotta go soon, so I want to read all of you guys' comments, but before, I want to play the rest of this real quick.
Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin-Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this
And you guys, I know they're listening. I don't give a fuck if they're listening. I'm not trying to be an asshole about it. But that's what they want us to do. They want us to be afraid of what they're going to do if we speak up. And we join together as a community for peace. By pointing out the flaws in the illusion. Because guess what? I'm also protected by my ancestors. I declare and decree that my protection is covering me and my children. So if anybody has a problem with what the fuck I'm saying, come and bring me on your show. Let's talk about it. Because I'm not afraid of anybody. I'm not afraid to die. Y'all, when I say that, I'm so fucking serious, bro. I am beyond serious. And I'm not going to say that I wish that. I don't want to impose that on myself. But I don't give a fuck which one of these pasty white ass people have a problem with what I'm saying, or the people who watch me in the algorithm, because I know you bitches watch me because you've been trying to suppress me for years. I'm not trying to sound crazy because they're going to say, oh, some screws is loose in that bitch head. No, they're not. But it's okay because I've seen death my whole life. I have accepted it. But one thing I'm not going to do is fearmonger people or cause there to be some type of chaos and disruption when it's not necessary. And this shit right here was unnecessary. This shit right here, it was unacceptably unnecessary to cause fear, panic, and confusion amongst not only the American people, but everyone around the world. To create a smokescreen of illusions to perpetuate chaos, drama, conflict, and this goes back to the incarnation, infiltration, and infestation that we were discussing the other day. If they want to come after me, then they can do that. But I declare and decree that my ancestors and my spirit team and God protects me. So you can come after me if you want to. Because a lot of people have tried. But bitch, I'm still standing. And that's that on that. Okay? Period.
Cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel.
Child. When he said, okay, let's run it back just a little bit. Hold on. Let's run it back just a little bit because I want to slow that down real quick because I got to go, y'all. I'm not going to be on here that long. Let me slow it down a little bit slower. Hold on. Because what the fuck was that? And, God, you know, like, come on. Come on. What was this?
Conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military.
And in particular, I just want to say, God, we love you, God. We love our military. Who is you talking to? Because you ain't talking to the God I serve acting like that. So not only has he gaslit the American people by talking about the travesties that have been done to the American people when it comes to actions of Iran and how they've basically deformed us physically through their attacks. But he's also talking about, he's also gaslighting the military, talking about, right. now he's gaslighting the military, talking about how amazing they are. And then now he's bringing in the religious community as well, the Christians, to gaslight them too. Like, my thing is like, this mug got to cover all his bases. And he got to cover all his bases because he got to make sure that everybody gets caught up in the propaganda. And my thing is, if this doesn't show y'all that the veil is damn near completely gone and that they know the American people are fed up and tired and they don't care what happens, but they are going to do what they want anyway. If this don't show you that, I don't know what will. If this don't wake you up, I don't know what will. And you know what I also wanted to touch on? It's very funny that a lot of the people in MAGA and the people who are Trump supporters who don't support what he's doing right now, where there's this fracture being created within the supporters of Trump, I find it very interesting that they're so upset and talking about how this is illegal. I find it very interesting that they're so upset and talking about how this is unconstitutional. But it's so funny how the tables turn, ain't it? Because I don't want to make this a race thing, but you got to look at black people and how much debauchery and travesty that we have suffered because people have either used the laws against us or basically disregarded the laws. Isn't it funny how white people are so upset right now because the law is not being followed and the rules are being broken for whoever decides that they want to break them? Oh, but you got to follow the law. You got to follow the law. This is what I'm trying to show you guys spiritually. Never think you're safe. Never think that you're safe when it comes to any type of karmic retribution. Even me, like, I'm going to talk my shit and I'm going to say what I feel and I'm going to speak my mind. But I never want to make someone else necessarily feel negatively from what I'm saying. I'm just trying to be as balanced as possible. Because at the end of the day, a lot of the things that people are experiencing are a lot of the things that a lot of indigenous people, it doesn't have to just be black people, but it's a lot about what indigenous people have been experiencing for decades or centuries. And I just feel like this is telling everyone not only who we as people, as communities, as a country, as a nation, who we are dealing with, but it's also showing us what not to do and how not to act. Because I'm going to tell y'all this right now. Whatever this man right here think is going to happen, these people, whoever his people are, whatever they think is going to happen is not what the fuck is going to happen, bro. I'm telling you right now. They're trying to make people think that a certain thing is going to happen so that we start to manifest it and we start to materialize it and we start to bring it from the ethers to reality. And what you guys need to remember and understand, and anybody who follows or subscribes to me and what I say and what I do, if you sitting over here clutching your pearls and your booty hole is tight because this man does whatever he does, I'm going to need for you to get it together. I'm going to need for you to reel that shit on in. Because this is a tool to create chaos and destruction. And the more you feed into the fear and the more that you feed into the chaos and the more that you go out here and doom prep and, you know, start treating people crazy at the grocery store because people snatching up toilet paper and paper towels, the more you're going to feed into this nonsensical bullshit. People still going to be getting married. People still going to be having babies. It's still going to be life and death on earth. When this man is crusty and dusty in the ground, there's still going to be life. Exactly, Leah. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is like, hey, there was another clip I was going to show you real quick because I'm finna go. But okay, this is which one it was. So let's look at this real quick, talking about the soldiers being sloppy. Hold on. Let me start it over. Hold on.
They weren't in step, the lines were crooked. What if the soldiers in Trump's military parade were silently protesting? Many people noticed the soldiers didn't march in unison. They weren't in step, the lines were crooked. Some looked like they didn't want to be there at all. Compare that to what we see in China or North Korea. Those parades are tight, robotic, every soldier in perfect lockstep. Because in authoritarian regimes, military parades are a test of loyalty, a show of total control. But here in the US, well, the cracks showed. But what if that was the point? One former soldier put it like this, quote, "It takes about a week of drill and basic to learn how to march. Once you do, it's ingrained in you for life. You self-correct if you fall out of step. You've got a point person calling cadence. So when the whole formation is off, this clusterfuck of a parade leaves me with only one conclusion. This was a silent protest, a foxtrot delta tango. This wasn't about honoring the troops. Let's be honest. This was about honoring Trump on his birthday, on the Army's anniversary, co-opted by a wannabe dictator. And maybe, just maybe, these soldiers didn't want to play along. Because in America, you can't fake loyalty. And these soldiers showed you sure as hell can't force it. What if the soldiers in Trump's military parade were...
Isn't that interesting, y'all? I find that interesting. However, I feel like people feed into stuff a lot. Either they're number one, I'm gonna tell y'all this. Either one, number one, okay, first reason, they're either extremely unprepared and they're just not trained, which I find hard to believe, but they could be out of practice or not really trained. I don't think that's necessarily true, but that's an option. Number two, they are silently protesting, like they said in the video. Or option number three is that they could possibly be trying to throw off enemies and make enemies think that they are not prepared and disorganized. I don't care, really, at the end of the day. What I care about, all right, and what I want to let you guys know, because I'm about to go because I want to skate and I want to have time to skate. I just want you guys to understand I just want you guys to understand it's not about Trump. It's not about the army or the soldiers. It's not about Iran, to be honest with you, or Israel. It's not about any of these people, places, and things. It's about the fact that right now we are being asked and technically forced to make different decisions when it comes to our lives, when it comes to our choices, when it comes to the way we treat each other, when it comes to how we fellowship as a community. And although I may not have been able to relate as closely to community through religion, I have found community through spirituality. And I feel like no matter what you do, no matter who you are, no matter where you're from, it's about love. It's about love at the end of the day. And I'm not talking about the hippie love movement and all these types of things, because one thing I don't want you guys to start doing is avoiding conflict because you want to focus on peace. A part of having peace is either dealing with or addressing some type of bullshit or conflict. And unfortunately, because a great number of the American people and people all around the world have decided to look the other way when it comes to predatory behavior, when it comes to inappropriate behavior, when it comes to unfair treatment, when it comes to objectification in any form or fashion, the ways that we are subjectively and objectively ignorant when it comes to our decisions and choices for our world, for our communities, and for the people around us. That is why we are in this situation. There is no other reason, because everyone is going to want you to blame Trump. Everybody's going to want to turn around and blame all of these different factors that are outside of our control. And that's not what it is. This is God, source, universe, whoever you pray to, whatever you believe, attempting to get you to realize how you as an individual need to do better. It's not about your neighbor and, oh, well, you know, why do I have to do better? My neighbor's tree keeps leaning over my yard and I keep having to rake the leaves from their raggedy tree. Shut the fuck up. I'm telling you. Why is it, why? Men talking about women. Okay, one of y'all just sent me a clip of Cam Newton talking to K. Michelle. Men arguing about what women do. Women arguing about what men do. The LGBTQ plus XYZ elemental P. I'm sorry, not trying to be petty. It's crazy. They got a problem with everybody, and they infighting within their groups. Now MAGA's infighting within their group. Why do you think all of this infighting is happening? Why do you think it's not being resolved? Why the fuck do you think that nothing is coming to a conclusion or a solution? It's because God, source, universe, spirit is trying to get us to stop, look, and listen to what the fuck we are doing. What we're doing to each other, what's being allowed to be done to our children. All in the name of what? Clout, fame, money, prominence, notoriety, a bag, a shoe, some dumb shit. And the more y'all keep acting dumb as a collective, as a community, the more fucked up shit is going to happen. The more you choose to stay silent, when you have the opportunity to speak up, yes, a lot of people are telling me, oh, they monitoring the mic going on. I know they watching me. But guess what? I ain't never, let me tell you something. I'm straight out of Chi, bitch. I'm straight out of Chi-Town, Chicago. Thank you very much. And I've never been from the hood. I have come from an educated middle/upper class family, but ain't never been no bitch in me. It ain't never been no punk in me. And I ain't never been no hoe. Because at the end of the day, whichever place you come from, wherever you from, whatever you do, you have to be able to say, you know what? Right is right and wrong is wrong. And all of y'all fucking know what it is. But because you're so scary and you'd rather grab a pussy or be a pussy, you don't want to stand up, and you find it irregular when it disrupts your illusion and the broadcast that's going on in front of you. You find it irregular when people actually speak up. Nobody supports anybody. Nobody stands up for anybody. It's always a fucking problem. You know why? Because no one wants to take accountability for the little things that they need to do. Everybody needs to stop worrying about what the next person is doing and start focusing inward on yourself. And the more of us focus inward on ourselves and focus on healing and exposing the truth that we run from within ourselves, and then moving forward to try to resolve those things and figure out the root cause of it so we can break it down and move forward from it, the more things are going to start to calm down in the world. Mark my words. The more people start to be chaotic and fighting and angry, even if you're doing the right thing and people come to you with negativity, you got to say, you know what? I see what's going on. And even though I'm frustrated, I'm going to do my best to project out of me something that is better and opposite of whatever the fuck that is. I don't care who's trying to come at you. I don't care who's trying to make a situation, hard for you. You just have to keep on going. Exactly, Leo. Worry about what you do. That's all it is. You're welcome, Mary. I'm more than happy to give a platform to talk about this in a realistic way, without all the propaganda and all the other shit. Quest said, read into Edward Bernays and Walter Lippmann if y'all want to see through all the BS, and look into the World Economic Forum headed by Klaus Schwab due diligence. So Quest is dropping information. Yeah, and Internet Machine, people are being puppeted by darkness, but that's a choice. People have to understand that nothing is happening to you, it's happening for you. Nothing in life just happens. You make a choice. Even if it's a conscious choice or a subconscious choice, you're making a choice. And I personally choose not to be fear-mongered into staying quiet anymore because of these platforms. I personally choose to speak up for peace and true peace, right? And sometimes you have to understand true peace true peace can sometimes only be garnered through chaos. So what I want you guys to know is, like, people are like, oh, well, if Kamala, no, nothing would have changed this, because the fabric of our existence is collapsing due to the fact that we are so disconnected from self. That's what it is. We're disconnected from self, which is ultimately where we get our connection to source, the source of life, the source of creation. And because we are disconnected from self, which ultimately means we're disconnected from source, it means that we are losing the grip to reality. It's already been lost, but it's like the whole structure is crumbling. So what I'm saying about all this is just to start to take as much accountability as possible. Remove the fear. Start realizing the fact that whatever you're seeing And I told you guys that, which one of y'all remember what I said a long time ago in the readings, especially for members, when I told you guys in some videos, some readings, that it was going to get bad and it was going to get ugly and you need to prepare yourself to see some pretty disturbing things. Do y'all remember when I said that? Do y'all remember when I said that? Leah, you said, how can we get more people to understand exactly what you're saying? Share the video. That's how you can. Like and subscribe, first of all, to continue to catch the vibe. And share the video with someone who you think could benefit from seeing it. Thank you, Internet Machine. Kevin, you said, when you walk in your power and don't care who or what was said about you, you do you. Exactly. That's a very good point. But you also need to understand that when you walk in your power, you may not care what was said, or you may not care who does what, but you're also at the same time balanced in your energy and conscious of your footprint on the world as well. So there's twofold, and people are forgetting the other half of that. And that's part of the problem. Leah said there's a song called Prequel by Falling in Reverse that expresses this. Hey, Marinia, what's up? Michelle said we need to hold ourselves accountable for our actions, reactions, and responses. People want to play the blame game. Let them do it all day long. I'm just telling you guys that I said this before. You guys are going to have to get ready to see some crazy shit. And because of the influx of AI and the fact that right now at this moment, conveniently, which it's not a coincidence, but conveniently it's getting even more difficult with these programs that are coming out that were like kind of talked about recently, that is making AI harder to discern for individuals trying to figure out if it's real or if it's AI. That's not a coincidence, you guys. I'm just letting you know that this shit is about to get tough. It's about to get hot. It's about to get hairy. It's about to get tough. It's about to get crazy. And I'm not saying that I wish that to happen. What I'm saying is that I want you guys to understand this, so you are not drawn in psychically, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, to whatever the fuck trap that they are laying out for you. And with that, I'm going to let you guys go because I want to go skating. I could be on here talking all night. But please be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Get in the comments and let me know what you think of what I said. Remember, this is not our war. Basically, what Spirit is saying is that these are the frantic, panicked actions of individuals who know that they're cooked. Okay, their turkey is cooked and they know it's well done. And now that it's been sitting in the oven too long, the meat is tough. And they have to swallow it and stomach it, and they don't want to do that. So understand that as a collective spiritually, all you got to do is send positive vibes out into the universe, take accountability for your actions, try to set good examples as you step foot in the world with other people to try to show people the best way to do things. That's another way that we could spread it, like Leah said. And make sure that you have a balanced perspective about everything. That's why I tell y'all what I tell y'all about how you look at these readings. If you're still looking at these readings from a position of getting their karma and want something to bounce back and wanting to get back what you're owed from people, you still don't fucking get it. And you need to wake your ass the fuck up. And if you get mad about me saying it over and over again, maybe it's because there's something within you that is trying to be triggered by Spirit. Because if that's where your mind is at, you're still looking at it the wrong fucking way and you still don't understand what the fuck this is about. So I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, and I hope you understand that the positions and opinions that I'm conveying at this particular moment are not intended to be negative or harmful. I don't agree with violence, and I don't agree with negativity or any type of unlawful behavior, but I want you guys to wake the fuck up. Because you need to understand that if you get too involved in this shit, you will rope yourself back into a cycle that will be even harder the next time to get out of, just like all of the spiritual cycles we talk about in our readings. So stay awake, stay vigilant, stay observant, keep your head on the motherfucking swivel, like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Get in the comments, let me know what you think, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.